What's up guys, back with another video today. This video is going to be covering everything that you need to know about programming. So it's going to cover these main points. I've been getting a lot of questions specifically about what kind of workouts you can do as a dunker or a jumper or even a basketball player, and sort of what exercises are the best, what splits are the best, and this is going to cover everything. So these are the three main points that I'm going to be covering. Splits is just going to cover sort of what workout split you do. Is it 3-day, 4-day, 5-day, and then that's also going to determine the duration of your workout, the frequency, how often you train, and then exercises, so what exercise selection, specific order of exercises. It's going to cover the main compound lifts, and it's also going to cover accessory exercises. So it's going to cover all that. And then volume intensity is a big one, so how to incorporate progressive overload, making sure that you're able to periodize properly, maybe start off with a lower intensity and then be able to effectively work your way up to a higher intensity while reducing volume. And then just going to cover some basic training principles that every program needs. So progressive overload, just continuously increasing the stress on your body so you can get better, so you can adapt to new stimulus. Specificity is a big one, making sure that your workout, your exercises, your intensity, all that is specific to what you want to become better at. And yeah, those are the main things, so stay tuned. Alright guys, we'll talk about splits first. This might be a pretty long video, so probably be a lot of information as well, so just make sure, like, if you need to just maybe get notes or whatever, or just pause or rewind the video, then that's fine. But other than that, a 4-day split is what I typically do. And it would consist of 3 weight room workouts and then 1 plyo workout. I personally like this better because I can just focus on one compound, like one main lift at a time. So if it's a bench day, I can just focus on that, squat day, just focus on that. And then after that, I can do my plyo workout. And then I can just focus on plyo exercises, add in a few, and then work on some jumping afterwards, which can help with form and stuff like that. So that's one way. I like that the best personally. It just depends on preference, depends on if you're in season, stuff like that. The other option is another 4-day split, but you're going to go do weight room workouts for all 4 of them. So there would be 2 upper body days and 2 lower body days. Now, 2 of those days would be heavy days and 2 would be speed days, otherwise known as dynamic effort. So if you were doing a heavy day, it would obviously be for your lower body. You might do go heavy squats, work up to a 3 rep or a 1 rep max, and then you would on your upper body day go heavy bench, same thing. And then on your lower body days you would have a higher rep range, so say something like 6 sets of 3, 7 sets of 4, something like that, and go do something what's called speed bench and speed, and do squats based on speed. Might be like a box squat or something like that. For basketball players, box squat tends to be better. So that's what you would do. I personally like this, so I'm going to use this as an example for the rest of the video. But this is a good split, and then usually as accessory exercises for this split, you can add in plyos in the actual routine. So for example, you do a lot of plyo exercises on your dynamic effort day, and then on your heavy days you might do 1 or 2. But I'm going to talk about this one now, and I'll just get into the exercises now. Alright, now on to exercises. So even though we're trying to make our routine as specific to our goal, I think exercise selection is still a bit broad, especially if you have more than one goal. So for me, I want to not only jump higher, but I want to build muscle, increase my strength, stuff like that. That's why this split works for me better than most. It allows me to do more than 2 things at once. So for example here, you got a push day. So it allows me to bench, increase my muscle mass, increase my strength, and then along with accessory exercises like a push press that will help me increase my vert, that same movement, that really explosive upper body movement. So that's what I like about sort of this split. Even other splits you can do it too, but I just like how this is laid out. I get to do my main lift, I get to do some accessory work which will help me reach some of my other goals. So more strength, muscle focus depending on what rep range I'm doing, and then explosive, power focused, and then we'll just do some accessory work like dips, maybe one more accessory work, and then just do some isolation work like some flies or something to help build muscle. And then same thing on a pull day, get to do deadlift, and then bent over row, great back builder, some sort of vertical pull, whether it's a lat pull down or just from a cable, horizontal pull like a seated cable row, something like that, and then iso work, so if it's just a single hand row or same thing on a cable or anything like that, as well as face pulls and maybe one set of bicep curls, and up here one set of tricep extensions. Leg day, now this is where it gets very specific to jumping and to increasing your explosiveness. With upper body, there's only very few exercises you can do. You can do plyo exercises, but other than that, weighted exercises, there's not many you can do which are specific to, increasing your vert. They'll come in anyway if you do your upper body plyos and combine them with this. But for leg day, I always like to do a power clean first. Really important to get the form right on that. So an Olympic lift is great, focusing on power output. So that's a major one. Always do that first. And then after that, I like to do a squat. Now those are my two main movements. After that, I'll go into accessory work. So a barbell hip thrust, helping with my lockout on my deadlift. So helps build my deadlift. The bigger my deadlift gets, typically the higher my vert will get, as long as I'm converting that strength into power, which is what plyos are for. But other than that, I like to do one exercise of unilateral work, so whether it's lunges, Bulgarian split squats, one single leg exercises at least, especially for single leg jumpers, that's really important, and then just iso work, so leg extensions and leg curls. Now that's my 3-day weight room split. Now this is to build strength. After you build that strength alone isn't going to get you a high vert. You need to convert that into power. So that's why I like to do this plyo day. So this will help me build strength, this will help me build speed, and together that's how you're going to increase your power output, how you're going to increase your vert. So a typical day would look like box jumps, depth jumps, broad jumps, lunge jumps, and then footwork. That's sort of optional. If you're a basketball player, then it helps get that first step quickness. And then after, I like to just practice jumping. Like I said, specificity, it's very important. You want your routine to be specific to what you want to become better at. So definitely practice jumping, even not just on the plyo day, but on your off days as well. So this is what the main split looks like. What I would typically do, like I said, it's specific to increasing your jump, but among that, it's other things as well, like increasing my muscle and increasing my strength and stuff like that. But yeah, that's mainly it. Okay, so we've done our split, we've done our exercise selection, which both are fairly broad. Now here's where it gets more specific to our goal. So this is a 12-week program that I do just to help me increase my max, which would obviously helps increase my vertical. This only applies to the squat, bench and deadlift. So this is the rep range, the volume intensity for 12 weeks that you would do for these 3 main lifts, assuming that you are squatting, benching and deadlifting once a week, which most people would be. So as you can see, it starts off with high volume, so 3 sets of 10, total of 30 reps at a very light percentage, so only 60% of your 1 rep max. And then as it goes along, the sets and reps will reduce, so the volume's going to reduce and intensity will go up. So think of it as volume starts high, as volume and its intensity starts low. As volume goes higher, as volume goes lower, intensity will go higher. So that's a principle of training to make sure that you are progressively overloading, so increasing the weight, increasing intensity, and then obviously as you do that, then your volume will obviously increase, because you can't do that same intensity with the same volume. You can't do the same weight with 3 sets of 10 and 3 sets of 3. So this is the main outline. Now this is very specific to jumping. I like it because the first 4, I would say anywhere from the first 5-6 weeks, it's a fairly light intensity. It's not very high intensity, so I can do a lot of jumping in that meantime, practice a lot, maybe jump 4 times a week, 3 times a week, whatever. and then as you progress into a very heavy lifting cycle, as you start to peak around weeks 8 to 12, that's where it gets heavier. So obviously it's putting more pressure on your central nervous system, on your joints. So you would put jumping to a rest and maybe not do as much as you would during these 2 cycles. But I like that because you're able to go light for a while, do more jumping, and then once it gets heavier you can focus more on just the weight room, just so you can increase your max. And along with this, obviously you would be doing plyos. One thing I forgot to mention before is I like to have 2 different plyo workouts and alternate them each week, because you will be doing plyos the same length of this, so 12 weeks of plyos, and if you do the same workout then it gets a bit boring. So just have 2 different plyo workouts. One can maybe be more single leg focused, the other can be more double leg focused, and then just alternate them each week, so workout A and workout B. But yeah, this is the main layout for your main lifts, so your squat, bench and deadlift. Okay, so we've finished all our programming. We've done figured out the split, the exercises, our intensity, our volume, and we've figured out this whole 12-week program. So what I like to do after I finish a program or throughout is do a checklist, make sure that each program has incorporated basic principles that you need to get better. So obviously progressive overload, am I week by week increasing the intensity, increasing the overall stress on my body, making my body work harder than last week, making it adapt to new stimulus, not just making it hit the same weight every time or same intensity every time. Specificity, okay, this is something I like to look at after I finish. So okay, is this exercise selection, is this rep range, is this layout specific to what I want to do? So if I want to increase my vertical, if I want to build muscle, is it specific towards all of that? Variability, this is a good one so that you don't get bored with your training, just including a few different exercises, not the exact same routine every time. Maybe you can switch stuff up here and there just so you don't get bored, and just to maintain motivation and stuff like that. And then recovery, obviously you need to recover, otherwise everything's just pointless. So making sure you have ample time for recovery and that you can progress rather than go backwards. So even if you don't use this program but you want to use your own, these are not all, but these are some principles you can look at to see as a checklist if your program incorporates all of them. And usually if it has all this, then it should be a good program. There are a few other things as well, but these are some of the basics for some training principles. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. I know it was a really long video, so if you made it all the way to the end, I really appreciate it. I hope it helped you. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any other video ideas you would like me to do, let me know in the comments. Or if you want me to do another video similar to this, I've got a lot more videos coming out soon. So I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.